According to the RCMP, there are now over 4,000 organized crime groups in Canada, a number that has doubled since 2020, and each group has between 20 and 50 members. So it's fair to assume that Canada is home to over 140,000 career organized criminals. This alone is enough to qualify as a national security threat. But here's the crazy part. Gangs are behind less than 25% of all crime in Canada. And while premiers and justice ministers demand that the federal government get tough on crime, it's all smoke and mirrors. Here's the truth. Even if Parliament passed every tough on crime law tomorrow, the provinces couldn't even enforce them. Canada's weak justice system boils down to one brutal fact. There simply aren't enough prisons, cells, or staff to keep the current criminals behind bars. So the system isn't just soft, it's structurally broken. And the worst part, this is something that every level of government already knows. Canada's Crime Index, which is a measure of the volume and severity of crime, is virtually identical to peer nations like the United States, the UK, and Australia, yet our per capita incarceration rate is drastically lower. By those numbers, we only lock up 16% as many people as the United States. Canada incarcerates 90 inmates per 100,000 people, while the US locks up 541. Again, our crime rates are virtually the same. And here's why this is happening. America runs over 6,200 prisons. Canada, just 301. But this 301 includes treatment centers and community programs, leaving less than 50 real penitentiaries in the entire country. Some of which are so overcrowded that Ontario's Ombudsman Paul Dubé said inmates are being housed in broom closets and converted storage rooms. And this isn't a sudden crisis, it's decades of mismanagement. While politicians posture about getting tough on crime, which we should, they've consistently failed to fund the infrastructure that would make those laws enforceable. But here's where the hypocrisy and the quiet collusion comes into play. Provinces blame the feds for dangerous policy. The federal government then points out that running prisons is primarily a provincial job. Both are right and both are wrong. Provinces want tougher laws without paying for prisons guards and courts. Ottawa passes crime policies that reduce proportional penalties to avoid housing criminals in federal facilities, shifting the funding burden onto provincial systems. The result is a justice system that has completely fallen apart. And when organized crime leaders know that jails are full and bail is a revolving door, they don't just keep operating, they expand. They can recruit with the implicit promise that even if you get caught, you won't be inside for long. This is why organized crime networks have entrenched themselves. And with 140,000 gang members already embedded in Canada, the trajectory is clear. Without the capacity to detain, they will continue to grow. If Canada is serious about public safety, it has to stop with the political theater and start building capacity. More facilities, more staff, more courtrooms, and a coordinated federal-provincial plan to ensure that crime laws are matched with adequate enforcement. Without that, new laws are just political theater, and their failure to act isn't just negligence. It's an open invitation to the criminals who are already tearing our communities apart.